Hi friends, welcome to Aggregate. In this session we are going to see about aggregate functions in SQL Server. Before that, if you didn't subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. Aggregate functions used to perform a calculation on a set of values and return a single value. Is there any one result set and it has contains salary column? If you want to get the maximum salary, we can use that aggregate function maximum. And if you want to select the minimum salary, we can use minimum aggregate function. So these functions are used to calculate some of the calculations, maybe a maximum or minimum or average. There are some aggregate functions. So used to perform a calculation on a set of values and return a single value to the result set. By default, aggregate functions ignore null values. So if is there any null values, it does not consider the null values. And this is the exception for count. So counters consider null values. So aggregate functions frequently used with the group by class of the select statements. Without group by class, we can fetch the only aggregate functions without group by class. So here this is some of the aggregate functions in SQL Server. Maximum, used to find out the maximum value in the given column, and minimum. Second one is minimum, used to find out the minimum value from the given column, and sum, used to sum of the all values in the given column, and average to find out the average, and count is used to return the number of values in that column, and count big is also used to return the number of columns in the given column, but its return type is big integer, and count is in integer. Standard deviation, and find out the standard deviation of the given column, and standard deviation population, and this is standard deviation population. And grouping is used to check that column is grouped or not. So it return type is tiny integer 0 or 1, and grouping ID, it's a interprets number the grouping column. So let us check with the simplest example for this. I'm going to create one table, employee number integer primary key, and employee name varchar of 15 optional, and gender character of 1, age is tiny integer, salary integer. Now the table was created. Here there are 8 records. Going to insert this table. See, and now fetch from the table. Select star from employee. This is a simple select statement to retrieve all records from the employee table. See, there are 8 employees are there, and the 8th one is containing salary value as null. So here we didn't insert the salary for that 8th employee number. This is the aggregate functions used in the select statements. If you want to fetch the maximum salary from employee table, and this is a syntax, maximum of salary. So it return the maximum salary, and this like this way, how can we get the minimum salary? So it lists out the column. This is the same again syntax for expression. Only one expression we can given the minimum salary. By this way, get the average salary. So what is the average for the column salary? So this is the average salary, and this is a count of salary. So this is a count of salary. There are 8 records in there. So minimum and maximum are included the null values. So average calculates that sum of 8 records salary and divided with 8. So this is the average. So it's used null values in there. So So count class does not consider null values. So count of salary, it return only 7 records. If we use count of age, there are 8 records because age is not null in any of the condition, any of the records. So salary is getting null in the 8 employee number. So this is the difference on count. So here the count of age is 8 and count of salary is 7. So count aggregate function ignore the null values. Without null values, it count the records. So this is a count big. So this is equal to count aggregate function. Only difference is it returns type is big integer and count is return type is counts return type is integer. So count big, we can use the large table to count the records. And this is a standard deviation of that salary. And this is standard deviation population calculation. This is general standard deviation general calculation. And here we are going to grouping column without C. This is find out the way to get the maximum salary from the table. So this is simple aggregate function used in the. So select maximum salary from employee. Here we are going to group with age. So like every age level, if you want to find the maximum salary based on the age, you have to use group by class on age. So this return age 29 age contains maximum salary 7 lakh and 6 lakh at the maximum of at the age 30 and 6,50,000 is for 31 and 7 lakh is for 32. So here we are using we have to use grouping class, grouping of age from employee with group age. We are just executing this selected range only. In this result set, this row does not group with age. So this grouping function return tiny integer 0 or 1. So in this result set, there is no row, no records grouped with age. This is grouped with only for the salary. So age 29, 30, 31, 32. And we have to know that roll up or cube. Roll up operators and cube operators are used to roll up the data with subtotal and grand total. So there is difference between roll up and cube. We will check that difference in our upcoming sessions. And now this is used to give the grand total and some subtotals. See, if we use with roll up, it gives a total grand total. This is a subtotal for 29. So that means this is a maximum at the age of 29 and this is a maximum at the age of 30 and this is a maximum at the all ages. So it returns null for the group column. So here age is grouped in the last row. So here if we use grouping in this roll up condition, so it returns 1 because this grouping status is here done at the last level. So it returns 1. In these records, grouping is false for age, only for salary. In that last row, age is grouped. So this is a grouping. So grouping is just displays whether it's group or not. So roll up and cube, we can use cube here. So take. So this is grouping aggregate function. So next one is grouping ID. So if you want to group with this, see gender also. You have to list out in the age. So see, all data are grouped with salary and age and gender. So this is a last row. Here we are grouped with age. So this column returns only if grouped with age. See, these are the grouped with age, and this also, and this also. So it returns 1. If we are using grouping ID instead of grouping is, so the main difference is we can pass a number of expressions in grouping ID. In grouping aggregate function, we can pass only one expression, and in the grouping ID, we can pass a number of expressions. See here, we are using age and gender with roll-up operator. See, so it returns type is also tiny integer, but it varies based on the grouping columns. See, here it returns group gender and age, so it's for only one column group here, so it's 1, and this is also 1, and this is a last record grouped with gender and age, so it return type is 3. So these are the IDs used to find out results from this roll-up class. So see, if you want to find this, where, so the grouping ID is status, where status is equal to 3, so it returns only the last subtotal. So this is a set. If you want to find out that 1, and here if you use cube, it return type is different. See, there are 1, 2, 3 status. See, 1 is grouped with gender, 1 is grouped with gender, and 2 is grouped with age, and 3 is grouped with all the data, that is gender and age. See, the status 1 is grouped with gender, and 2 is grouped with age, and 3 is grouped with both gender and age. So if we want to group with age, in the main query, where status is equal to 2 and where status is equal to 1, it means grouped with gender, and 3 is used to group with both gender and age. So these are the grouping ID aggregate functions. So we can use this grouping ID to fetch the data from this roll-up or cube operators. So these are the aggregate functions in SQL Server. Hope this session will be very useful to you. If you like this session, please like and don't forget to subscribe this channel and share with your friends. Thank you, friends.